Welcome, everybody. Game Time Decision. I'm your host, Detroit Lenny. Nick and Tim Earl are currently on their way or about to, I don't know. They're going to a hockey game tonight. So they're going to miss tonight's, or today's show, I should say, going to a hockey game tonight. They're going to the Islanders Hurricanes game. That's the game they're going to. Nick's an Islanders fan. They live in Carolina. It's like made for each other. This is Game Time Decision. I am going to bring out a special guest, possibly two, depends on some stuff, but if not, definitely one. I know because he's backstage. But before I do that, I got to tell everybody Caesar Sportsbook. Wager up to $1,250 on your first bet. If you don't win, you'll get 100% of your stake back as a free bet, and win or lose, you also get 1,000 reward credits, 1,000 tier credits with Caesar Sportsbook when you sign up with them in participating states. It's where you get all the free stuff, meals, rooms, blah, 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 blah. Link in the description of this video, or you can just use the promo code GTDFULL. That'll give you all that stuff I just mentioned right here in Game Time Decision. Also, I got to plug these two knuckleheads' site, earlsportsbets.com/promo. 7-day package, only $49. If you don't get on this, I can't help you. Can't do it. Value, 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 value. There it is right there. So I'm going to bring in our special guest straight out of Canada. I don't know where.
Hello?
I don't know how else to go from there. Terry Edelman, welcome to Game Time Decision.
Hey, how's it going?
Banner
Nice to be on here. I think I've been on one before.
Have you? I
a while
think so,
back, but
maybe.
I think so. I think I came on for a little bit to talk hockey once, but
I think, I was going to say, I think maybe you
last
have.
year.
I don't want to say first time ever, but it's been long overdue. If we took Tim and Nick and combined them into one brain, we would get Terry Edelman. And maybe he's even got better hair. I don't tell Tim, though. I said that because Tim is really finicky about his hair. Terry Edelman, though. What's up, Terry? What's crack-a-lacking? What's good? All that good stuff. I'm going to put your banner up there, Terry.
Not too much. There's another E between the D and the L, but it's okay.
Damn it. I'm on it.
But today, a bit of a smaller overall card for me today on this Friday, but a big weekend ahead, that's for sure. I love the NFL slate. I have a package up on the site already for that. And I'll be adding another one because there's even more games that I like that I'll be adding. So lots of NFL this weekend. Today going a little bit light, but I do have a 3-team parlay I'll give out. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball as well. I have a pick in the World Series. Even though I thought my baseball betting was done for the year, there's a pick I like today that I had to pull the trigger on. So
I spelled everything correctly, correct?
Yes, you're perfect.
Perfect. I had to look that shit up on Twitter. You know how I am. I can't spell. Detroit Public Schools. I don't know what you want from me.
You just missed me.
That's fair. I had the E after the L and then instead of before, but that's where we're at. My real quick, I give out an NBA play of the day. Do you like anything in the NBA? I've been trying to actively handicap more NBA.
No, it's my least bet on sport that I do. I kind of just try to ride trends and teams that are hot. So I was kind of looking towards Portland. I was looking a little bit towards the Toronto Raptors, but they moved from plus 125 now to minus 125. So I don't want to bet them, obviously losing all that value. So just a lean there. And then was looking at maybe Charlotte, but I didn't pull the trigger on anything in NBA today, actually. It's just stayed off.
That's fair. I have a couple, like 3 plays, and that's about it. But it's funny you mentioned that. My play of the day, I'm only 4-3. I'm like treading very lightly in the NBA because I'm fairly new to capping it on a daily basis. And it's the beginning of the season still, so I'm treading lightly. But I took the Raptors on the money line, minus 125, where you can get it right now. I got it at minus 115 when I saw it moving. I should handicap NBA the night before, but what happens is I get too whatever busy or too many garage sessions or whatever, and then I forget and I handicap it the morning of, and so I miss some line moving here. I don't like to mess with the points, especially I think you can get them like 2 to 3, 2.5. Right now the Raptors are, but I'm just going to take the Raptors money line. So if you're looking for my keeping track of my NBA plays of the day, that's what I'm on. What about the Twins? Have the World Series? They are split on this. Tim thinks the Astros are going to sweep. Nick thinks Philly maybe in like 6-ish or whatever. So where's your thoughts on this real quick as well? On this game, just the series in general, maybe not game one, but the series in general. Dave, I see you. Hold on. I'll be right there.
Baseball season went great for me on the regular season. But as soon as playoffs came, everything just kind of fell apart. So I'm not really focusing. Yeah, no, I'll be honest. I had a great regular season, but playoffs, just things haven't worked out well. So I am ultimately, I think the Astros win it. I think the Astros win it. I don't want to be the boring person and say that, but we'll talk about tonight's game. I have a different opinion about tonight's game, but I think the Astros probably win the series. But we'll see.
I agree. I do. I was split between this game, and before we go too much further in this, I want to bring in my second guest, the third part of this round.
Third Earl twin.
The third Earl twin. See, it's just like let me put here. I'll put you be Nick, you be Tim, and I'll be. It's like game time decision all over again.
Is this
where
Tim usually is, or
the
Nick?
hair going? Maybe. I mean, maybe you guys could be dressed as for Halloween, Nick and Tim.
Yeah, then we'd have to make really crappy plays and like crappy teams. So
that's fair, guys. If you guys don't know Dave, you need to. You need to follow Dave at Picks from Dave, and Terry Edelman at Let's Go Wild Picks. All that good stuff. Terry Edelman, new to the Picks and Parlay family, so thanks for stopping by there. I wanted to shout that out. Fairly still new. He's still green around the edges. The reason this banner is green and white because I'm a Spartan fan and we're going to kick the shit out of the Wolverines this week. So there's that. But that's college football. Dave, we were kind of touching base on this series here, World Series. Baseball, just kind of like where we're at. Maybe not necessarily game one picks or anything, but just our thoughts on this series. Because I was torn between like a kind of, not to sound very ESPN-ish or whatever, it's kind of Destiny versus Dynasty, potentially. I mean, that might be a little bit of a stretch for some headlines there, but Philly's been on a tear and like seemed like they were destined to be here. Excuse me. Whereas the Astros, like if they don't win this, it's a disappointed season. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts on this game, though?
So once the Dodgers, Mets, and Braves were all out of the playoffs, I was basically never going to bet the World Series because in order to find a bet, you have to dive in, and I'm not even done capping college football, and that has to do with just no one today will let me do anything but force me to help them. So I found. By the way, is that orange or red?
It's a red.
Oh, okay.
It's Red Wing red for their win tomorrow in anticipation.
You're drinking that orange the other day.
Oh, yeah,
orange is by far the worst flavor.
Orange is bad. Now it's not good, but it makes me feel psychologically like I'm drinking orange juice and I'm healthy. So I brought out this Gatorade before the show in anticipation for my Red Wings beating up on some Minnesota Mild team. They're like if you left the buffalo sauce in too long and it overcooked. That's the Minnesota Mild. I'm talking so much shit about his hockey team right now, and it's all in fun, guys. It's all in fun. All we hope is that nobody dies on the ice.
All right. Anyways, enough about your prison orange juice. I think.
Don't hate.
Yeah. Well. Okay. This series sucks. I don't think Bryce Harper deserves a World Series. Not a fan. He's not a nice guy. I have stories from personal people I know that played baseball. I've never heard a good thing about him, but I will say that something popped up to where this probably is my last bet, unless I find something like this, because I don't give a crap about trying to bet the run line with the Astros or finding a team total. I can bet a ton of basketball and a ton of football, and there's like 20-something straight days of football starting yesterday, I heard. So anyway.
Yeah, like a couple days ago, action's back now.
Yeah, so anyway, but I did find a bet, and I'm actually really stoked on it, and it revolves around not only the Phillies playing so well, and granted, their numbers aren't – they're average for the year, but playoff hitting numbers have been down. So because average for the season is above average for a World Series, and their ISO is pretty good. But anyways, Justin Verlander, one of the best pitchers ever, best pitcher this year, Cy Young, blah, 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 blah. The only thing he doesn't do well, is pitch well in the World Series. It's his kryptonite. 7 starts, 0-6 with a 5.68 ERA. So then I went, or then we're talking about that on the show on Wednesday, and then Moose goes, well, the Phillies team total is 1.5 for the first 5 innings. Don't have to get involved with the bullpens or anything. I said, holy crap, that's low. What's it at? Plus 115. I got the Phillies. Now, granted, Verlander's expected to shut him out or whatever, but all they have to score is 2 runs. I get plus 115 against a traditionally bad World Series pitcher. That's my bet. That's my favorite bet of the day, probably my last baseball bet of the season.
I kind of laid off baseball altogether the last like 30 days or so of the season. And I like out situational bets here and there, but multiple reasons. One, baseball is coming to an end and you get teams that are playing for no reason whatsoever. Like nobody can get in the playoffs, so they're already out or they're already in, and rest players and all that. And 2, it's usually the same time football starting, and I'm heavier into football than I am anything. So I focus my energy and time into handicapping football. I mean, it's pretty, whatever. But these playoffs, your boy's been on a little bit of a streak here in these playoffs. So, I mean, I'm not, I don't sell my picks. I don't do anything like that. I just come on here and wrangle cats. I kind of herd cats. That's what it's like working with Tim and Nick, is herding cats.
Don't call them pussies.
So I'm just sorry. But I like both pitchers to have over strikeout props. Verlander over 6.5, Nola over 5.5. They're both, one's like minus 115, one's like plus 115. So they're close enough in juice. That's really all I like here. I think the Astros win it, and it's going to be kind of boringish. Hopefully,
I think the Astros sweep. I think I think
that's what Tim
actually
says, yeah.
I'm probably going to bet the first 5 over and the game total over, because it's juice. It's juice to the under, and I could see the first 5 being 3-2. So I think this is the only spot where you'll get good value on betting the over. I think these aren't plays. Obviously, plus money plays aren't the for sure plays. It's where the value is. It's less likely to happen, but the value's there. I don't think we find value like this for the rest of the. And people like, when Wheeler pitches, I will probably forget about baseball until spring after this game.
I will say this: one of my favorite pitchers to back all season has been Framber Valdez for the Houston Astros, and he pitches game 2. I will be on his over strikeout props. Just because I like him. I've made money on him all year. So I'm going to keep beating that horse until it tells me not to. Pretty much. Fuck that horse. So, I'm trying to type in these jackasses plays.
Better beat a
here
horse
real
than
quick.
a monkey.
It's fair. Tim's NHL play of the day, because they're in the chat. We're going to bounce over to the chat. This show is very unscripted as well. We just kind of argue with the chat. So and they're going to ask us questions. We're going to tell them how ridiculous they are, and then move on. Tim's NHL play of the day. This is his record. He's 5-8 plus 2.1 units, and he's on Columbus Blue Jackets puck line plus 190-ish. Shop your lines. Next play of the day is the NBA is Wizards minus 5. I'm on the Raptors money line. And this is game time decision. Take care, guys. No, I'm just kidding. We'll start off at the top of the chat. Cajun Great says, nice banner. You like that? He's a Michigan fan. If you could tell, he's a little slow. That's just Wolverines for you. We're also going to touch base quickly on our Red Wings Wild matchup. I'm going to let Terry give him. Yeah, go Last time I will say it, go blue and yellow. That's all. Hail, hail, hail. I hope it rains. Tate, real quick, I read somewhere today that there is talk about moving this Michigan State game to Ford Field in Detroit. I think that's a horrible idea. I think it's terrible. That's at least an hour away from Ann Arbor and Lansing, depending on where you're at or whatever. So for the student athletes there, it's a terrible idea. I don't want it in downtown Detroit. I love going to the big house as a Michigan State fan. And I love even more when Wolverine fans come to Michigan State and play in Lansing. So I like the home field advantage. Don't do this, Big Ten. Do not do this. So that's that. Sorry, I'm on a rant. Nancy's husband got attacked by a hammer today. Apparently, Pepe strikes again. I don't know if you're on the right show, Cameron, but it's cool. I will say we can all agree the one thing we hate during this week is the bandwagon fans that come out of nowhere and talk a whole bunch of shiz, yet don't follow that's fair. I call them Walmart Wolverine fans because they all buy all their Wolverine shit at Walmart. And then the Michigan State fans are the ones pretending like they got a degree from Michigan State when really they went to Wayne State. The only person that understands that comment is Tate. I'm going to move on. Mo says, where's Nick and Tim? They're at a hockey game. There's Tim right here. He's to the neck over there. Pistons money line. That's what I like to hear, Tim. That's what I like to hear. There's Tim's play of the day in hockey. Tim's been to hockeying, Terry, and
well, I know.
It's a little.
I'm against him in this play, but yeah, he's been giving out his
concerning.
NHL play of the day as his best bet on my show. I've been saying, "Where's your NBA? Where's your NBA?" But he wants to give his NHL. He's been giving it out, and
all three of us kind of made an active effort. Like me and Nick are trying to handicap more NBA, and he's trying to handicap more NHL, and whatever. I don't know if any of it's working, but there's that. We can pull Dave out when Dave comes back. We'll put it back in. But it's funny because we all started it well, not me. Them knuckleheads, they both Nick went 3-0 right out the gate. Tim went 3-0 right, and they're like, I thought you guys said this shit was hard, and then Tim Merle, don't make me bring up your record. Nick likes the Wizards today in NBA. I didn't get, I like the Pistons because I'm a Piston fan. I like the Raptors because I actually handicapped that game. I do kind of like the Timberwolves, but the Lakers, sooner or later, got to win and cover. I don't know if it's tonight. I do like the Pelicans, and even though I'm fading the injury report in that one. But we'll keep moving. Tease together Pistons spread and the over. Oh, Dave's back.
Sorry,
what's up, Dave? That's okay.
Like I said, no one's going to let me handicap today. It's all going to be real life bullshit,
That's fair. We're just going through. They got locked up. Who got locked up?
The Twins, but we're on to the wrong side, are we?
I don't know.
It feels weird now that we're on the opposite
side. That's what they say. There you go. You guys feel better? Go green, go right, outright. You missed your line. It was plus 11.
What's dropped? Yeah, it dropped.
You missed your line. That's because Michigan State announced they're wearing their all-white unis and helmets. So they're going to come into town like a ghost and snatch the soul out of them Wolverines. Not really. We're probably going to get blown out by 30. But, hit that like button, folks. Don't forget, hit the like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. You'll never miss when I decide to go live on a show for some random shit. Not to mention, do the right thing. Just hit the like button. Go Phillies. I'm on Nola K's as well. I don't give a shit who wins. I think it goes over, and I like both pitchers to get some strikeouts.
Did you talk about that comment where the guy said we look like Cain and Abel?
No, I'm not there yet.
Never mind.
I don't know what he was. Nancy's husband got attacked by a hammer today. And apparently, Pepe strikes again. I don't know. I told him I thought he was on the wrong show, but I see the Cain and Abel. These two got a Cain and Abel look. They do with the beards. You guys, could be like the older cousin twins of Nick and Tim.
I look like a Bible character for sure.
Distant relatives, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
that's racist.
Good luck, guys. Thanks. I don't know. I'm 6-7 plus 5 in NHL. How? I'm just adding your record up, but you keep track of your shit. Dallas puck line cashed yesterday. I thought you were on.
Oh, yeah, that was his best bet yesterday.
Was it?
That was his NHL play today. Yeah.
Oh, I thought. Oh, that's right. Because we can't. So part of our thing with this play of the day is he can't bet the Sabres. I can't bet the Pistons. You know, it's got to be stuff like that. Why is he on Columbus? Nobody knows why Tim does anything Tim does.
I answered it next. It's because Boston's on a back-to-back. Tim doesn't like the back-to-backs, which makes sense.
I understand.
But, I'm on Boston regulation.
Yeah, we got
even with Marchand out, even with Krejci out.
By the
Columbus
Pistons.
just got destroyed by Arizona. Boston on a second night of a back-to-back, but they have their better goaltender today. So for me, it's Boston and reg. I like them.
Take Yale and FCS versus Columbia. Starts at 6:30 Eastern. That's a Penn team only conference. Is this? Oh, FCS. I'm like, are you talking soccer? No Marchand either. Tim, nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit, Tim. Tim, I will block. How do I? Oh, I will block Tim. I can block you in the chat, Tim, because you're not on the show. I'm going to put you in a timeout. That felt so good.
Who's playing the Hurricanes?
The
Islanders.
It's the second best hockey team in New York.
The third.
Fourth,
if you count the Devils. In the New York tri-state area.
That's fair.
So basically, they're dead last in the list of New York teams.
I mean,
Islanders
and then we're going to throw in the money, the minor league teams. They're probably closer to like that 9-10 range.
The high school girls hockey teams. We keep going down the list.
Girls high school, private school lacrosse team. Those chicks can play. Can't block me here. I can do any. I can't. Yes, I can.
He knows all the tricks.
I'll keep doing it, Tim. I'll keep doing it. And then I'm going to drop you with this, Tim. I'm just going to drop you with this.
Hell no. To the no.
I'll keep doing it, Tim. I'll delete your gritty. Your Zach Wilson gritty, and I'll do it. No, that's just more work for Nick because he's got to re-upload it and shit. Tim is frantically right now driving in a car trying to log on to his burner accounts on YouTube so he can still chat with. Just so you know,
get it off the road.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then Nick's yelling at him. It's not that important, bro. And then their mom's yelling at him, and their dad. I think their dad's going to the game with them. So Steve Earle, if you're watching, handle your boys. Don't make me put them in timeout. I'll keep doing it. It doesn't work. All right. So, what? I don't know. That's all I got, really. I don't want to talk too much about football. We're going to do that later on Dave's show. If you guys don't follow Dave, he made a really complex YouTube name. It's literally Picks from Dave. All you have to do is pass fifth grade elementary school, and you should be able to spell all those words, no spaces. At Picks from Dave. Some of y'all are sitting here writing down how to spell from. Take your time. I'll leave it up. Write it down. Then go there. You like, you subscribe, you ring the bell for notifications. This way you won't miss when Dave goes live on shows. And if you're under some kind of goddamn rock, you don't follow this guy, if for anything, just to give him shit about the Wild picks, I'm just saying. Part of the Picks and Parlay crew. Let's go Wild. Terry Edelman, everybody. Terry Edelman. That's all I got to say.
There's another comment in the chat that needs to be blocked. No, obviously not this one. But
smash.
Richie's awesome. Thanks, Richie.
This
one needs to be blocked right here. We should not be seeing this.
Why? Yeah. I think
that's just offensive. I find that offensive.
The only thing I have for today, and it isn't a bullshit play, like one of my funny deals, is Pittsburgh Vancouver over. It's juiced to the under. Everyone's on the other side. I think Pittsburgh can score goals, and Vancouver gives them up. And I think Vancouver gets 3 goals, which is what they're averaging skating. I think we hit the over. We probably hit it if there's 2. So that is my only hockey play. I did not post it. I bet it though. Is the Penguins Canucks over 6.5, and you're getting good odds no matter what. I think it's plus 102 or something.
I actually, I'm on the Penguins in that particular game. I'm on the Penguins puck line. I do think they score some goals. I don't know if it gets over the 6.5. I think Pittsburgh kind of wins that game like a.
I like that look too. I just
4-1 kind of thing. I just worry about the over because I don't know if Vancouver does their part.
I think if they score 2 goals, they hit. It's probably like a 5. It's probably like a 5-2 game, I think. But I'm really, unless I'm tiptoeing around NHL, but I'm liking a lot more totals and doing a lot better that way than sides. So I feel strongly about the Penguins. Yeah, well, I feel strongly about the Penguins almost every game, and that hasn't done very well. So, anyway.
That's fair. I'm on a Penguins Avs parlay. I do a lot of 2-team stuff just to give me a little bit better juice. I am on the Knights puck line as well. I do like them over the Ducks. It is Jack Eichel's birthday, I believe, today, if I heard some stuff on the local news here. So I might sprinkle a little bit on him, like over 2 goals or whatever his points are. I'm a guy that I will ride that shit. If somebody's parent passes away, God forbid, on a team and it's a big game, I ride that guy. It started with Brett Favre when his dad died on Monday Night Football, like 20 years ago. And I've been riding that trend ever since. So, or birthdays or some shit like that. I'm on that stuff. So I'm going to be on Jack Eichel.
Tom Brady's pending divorce.
Yeah, not that though. Because Tom Brady
has odds on who his next girlfriend is going to be. Taylor Swift is the favorite. So what? I don't understand how that happens.
Where's Justin Bieber fall in that?
Justin Bieber wasn't on the list, but the best odds you can get plus 50,000 is Zach Wilson's mom. So plus 50,000 worth of
that a boy, Zach. That
Zach
a boy.
Wilson's mom.
So what happens if Zach Wilson and the Jets beat the Patriots? I don't even know if they play this year, by the way, or not the Patriots. Shit. If they beat the Bucks, Jets beat the Bucks. Does Zach still have to call Tom stepdad, or is now Zach stepdad? I'm just saying, Tom, be careful because I don't know his situation, how old your mom is or where she's living. But if it's anywhere in the New Jersey area, you might want to keep her away from Zach. So there's that. Listen, on a serious note, I watched that in Thursday night debacle, even though it was a higher scoring game, went over. It just wasn't great.
I was on the under.
Tampa was doing good. Even when they were winning, he looked defeated. And it just trickles down on that team to everybody. Even when they were down 8 points, and I'm thinking in my head, shit, they're only down at 1 score. I mean, they're down a touchdown, 2-point conversion, whatever, but they're still in this game, kind of. And there's like 4 or 5 minutes left, and they looked like they were getting blown out by 30-plus points. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in trouble. And I said this at the beginning of the year that my prediction was Tom Brady. This is Tom Brady's last year, and it won't be his decision. I stand by that, and I think this is his year, and it will not be his decision if it's his last year or not. Because I think if he wants to keep his family together, I know they filed for divorce, but that don't mean shit. It's just paperwork.
No, I think it's too late for that. But what if Tampa Bay lets him go and he goes to Miami? Because he's been wanting to go to Miami. Why
would Miami want to get rid of him for Tua? At least can throw the ball deep, not accurate, but deep. Tom Brady's average pass this year is like 6-7 yards. I don't know the exact number.
It's the name Tom Brady. I think basically that's why people would trade, basically just because for that name.
You know where where if there's a trade to be made, and this is way off the reservation here, it's to San Francisco. He's from the Bay Area. He grew up a Niner fan. His parents still, I believe, still live out there in the Bay Area. You get a team with a good running game and a decent offensive line, and Tom Brady can still be effective. But if you put any kind of I saw that guy scramble for his ever-loving life last night, and he only got like 2 yards net gain out of like 3 carries. It's not healthy. He's going to get hurt. That offensive line is going to like hurt him.
You know what
Dave,
hurt
what are
is
your
losing
thoughts?
the under. Losing the under hurt.
I was on the over. So
lucky.
Baltimore.
I got a bad beat.
Well,
You
it was. Let me be clear. It was on a teaser. I just needed over 40. And it was Baltimore plus like 8.5 and over 40. So that's all that was. What up? How's that gut? My gut's good, strong, huge. I keep it full. You're looking for a gut play. We'll give you a gut play here. No, I don't like it. I mean, Arizona Coyotes.
Portland Trailblazers.
Portland, there you go.
Team coming off of a good team with a winning record, coming off of a horrible offensive showing at home. I know the line's moving the other way, but that's my gut play.
That's fair. Bulls over 231. I'm on BYU here. I'm on BYU. I don't like it. I feel like I had to get on a college game. So I'm on that. Avs Devils over 6.5. Bruins. There you go. You're just on the Yotes. On the Yotes. I like the Yotes. All right, Terry. I'm gonna give you your 3 minutes of fucking. You tell me why your Mild are gonna beat my Red Wings at home.
Well, actually, this game is the one game I said to be careful with. When the Wild started this road trip, I said this is the one game that I'm going to be a little bit careful with. I knew the Wild would beat Montreal. I knew they'd beat Ottawa. They dominate those teams for many years now. The Blackhawks, they're playing well, but they will not be a match for the Wild when they face each other, I think, Monday. So that will be, I don't want to say an easy win for the Wild, but that will be a convincing win in Chicago. Tomorrow, Detroit, though. Tomorrow to Detroit, my gut's telling me this might be a bit of a closer game. I think this might be a bit of a closer game, but the Wild are back. Flower is back. He obviously had 3 really rough games.
Oh, I thought there was a punchline.
But since those 3 rough games, he has a .920 save percentage in the last 4 games, winning games for the Wild, standing on his head, making amazing glove saves. Wild's defense is looking better. They had a rough schedule, rough start to the year, but they bounced back, looking good. Wings, who will be in net? Detroit got off to a great start, but starting to tamper off a little bit. So obviously I'll be looking for the Wild in some form. But I think odds-wise, I think they are big favorites here.
Minus, I got like 160, minus 160. They are. I like the Wings at
minus
home.
149. So it'd have to be in regulation, if anything.
Yeah.
But I think the Wild will win, but I don't think it's going to be a big, huge win. I think it'll be a little bit closer.
I'll say this: the Wings won 4 out of the last 5. I'm sorry, won 1 out of the last 5. They lost 4 out of their last 5. 2 of them in overtime to LA and Chicago, which was just F hockey after that Chicago game. And just got the break speed off of them the last 2 games against Boston and the Devils. And Boston may be a decent team this year, but the Devils are not. I don't know who's in net for the Wings, and I don't know if it even matters. I'm just going to take the over. I know it's probably at 6.5. It should be. I'm just going to take the over because I don't care who's in net. The Wings can't stop shit. And if in best case scenario, they're on their game and this game goes to like a 5-3 type situation or something like that. But I do kind of. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna talk shit about your Mild just cause, but I like the Red Wings at home. If they're on the road, I don't like them. If they're at home and they're favored at home, I don't like them. Plus money at home, I like them. Pretty much just like that kind of angle for me. Dave's, tell us why the work boot team is going to win.
What are we talking about?
The work boot team from the NHL.
Oh, the Red Wings. Yeah. Are they playing tonight?
No, tomorrow they play Minnesota. We were just touching base because we're bitter.
I don't have an opinion. I'm still, like I said, begrudgingly betting the Wild every game. Yesterday I bet them. Actually, I had a half. They can't even. I had a half unit on them and I won, but I had a full unit on the fucking over. So they can't. When I want them to be bad and give up goals, they can't even give up goals. It's horrible.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, go on. Continue.
But I mean, here's the deal: the whole world was on the over, and so was the money. So if you knew you had the under, you were on the. I don't know. Maybe you capped it that way, but there's no way that if you had half a brain that you didn't see that. I mean, everyone was on the over. Like I'm talking not everyone, like the public, everyone that caps hockey. So that's disappointing, but we'll get back to what this is about, Red Wings and whatever. No, I don't have a play. I'll be betting the Wild half a unit. That's what I'm doing. The problem is, what am I going to do when the next day when they play the Blackhawks? I have to bet the Wild, and the Blackhawks won't be a minus 130 dog, but I've been winning with the Blackhawks, and they almost fucking won last night too.
They are overachieving.
Yeah, I know they are.
They are ruining their tank job. They're supposed to be tanking for Bedard. They're supposed to be going after this prize talent, but they're winning games and they're defeating their entire purpose.
I don't know what I don't think they know
money.
What they're doing.
2 to 1. Yeah. 2 to 1 every game.
They heard Dave needed some extra coin, and he's throwing half units on him. So they're like, "Hey, let's win for Dave." So that's the only strategy that actually makes sense with the Chicago Blackhawks right now.
I would like to quickly jump in Lenny, about that over yesterday. You look at Fleury's numbers, and of course you think over, but you can't. The first 2.5 games were so horrible by the Wild and Fleury in general that it makes them look like a huge over team. I told Nick don't do it. He said he wanted to be proved that the Wild could stop a puck. They did prove against Montreal, and then he went right back to them against Ottawa. But you don't want to look at the Wild as an over team necessarily. They'll definitely have their spots. Tomorrow very well could be. I want to see who's in net. Marc-Andre Fleury's played the last 4 games. I wouldn't be surprised if we see backup Gustafsson against Detroit tomorrow. If that's the case, I will be on the over. I'll like the over. But if it's Flower, I'd be careful because he's found something.
They scored 3 goals in the first period. So when that happened, I was all like, okay, we have this in the second period. And then obviously that didn't happen. And then at the end of the game, what should have happened is it was open net, right? And they gave it up to where the Wild scored. If the whole, and it was a power play too. It was a power play with an empty net, which means you've got 6 guys, right? 6 on 4. And all they had to do was tie it up. They tie it up. Boom, there's the over, because you have to, you don't end with the tie anymore. And instead, those mother effers allowed an empty goal net on some fumbly bumbly, looked like 2 retarded monkeys skating around on skates. So she's my, okay, monkeys with Down syndrome, okay, to be completely PC.
It's fair.
So anyway, that's what I have to say about it. I'm not saying that the Wild's an over. No, that game had over fucking stamped on its forehead.
Terry, to your point about the Wild and the Wings tomorrow, does it matter as far as the total who's in net for the Wings? Because it doesn't to me.
If Nedeljkovic is in,
I'm talking shit about my Wings. I don't think it matters if Husso's in net or Nedeljkovic.
It does a little bit. It does.
It worries.
If Nedeljkovic is in, you want the over. Husso's obviously played better. He got roughed up his last game, but he is going to have revenge in mind from when he faced the Wild against the Blues. They switched goalies and went to Binnington during that playoff series, but the Wild smashed Husso. So if it is Husso, if it's Husso, if the Wings want to win this game, they'll put Husso in. If it's Gustafsson for the Wild, that will be the Wings' best chance. Tim saying what he is about the Sabres. I've already informed him. Unfortunately for him, his Sabres come to Minnesota on statewide hockey day in Minnesota. And so his Sabres are just done because the Wild dominate on hockey day Minnesota. So his Sabres can just put the L in that column. The Wild will be taking that game in January sometime. But
so okay, here we go down the left turn, Clyde. Minnesota, the state of Minnesota has a day dedicated to hockey.
Yes, Hockey Day Minnesota. All the hockey, high schools play,
out more.
college plays, everything in Minnesota that can play hockey plays hockey.
Makes sense. Minnesota is the coldest state in the lower 48.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to know why, Dave's trivia, it's got the wind chill is the problem there because you've got the northern winds coming down and there are no natural land barriers. There's no mountains or anything there. So you just get butt-ass cold, blistering. So that makes sense. The coldest place would have a hockey day.
There you go. I feel better about it now. Take the great. If you're looking for college stuff, we're going to talk a lot of college a little bit later on Dave's show. Follow him at Picks from Dave on YouTube. Follow that. I'm gonna be on that show with him. We're gonna talk a little bit of hockey. So college football.
2 hours and 45 minutes. 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern time. And I'll even answer real quick. I'm without going into it. I'm on ECU. I'm on the other side. I got it with a hook. I like the 3.5. I like La Tech first half tonight. And those are the only two plays. I got a few plays for tomorrow too.
I like BYU. But I'm not gonna lie, I took them on the money line and the over. And I got the over at 64 even. So I kind of parlayed it with that. I that's where I'm at. I think this game is gonna be just a good old fashioned nasty to okay teams shooting it out.
I hope so. Their defense sucks though. So
yeah,
it's not a BYU defense. It's not these big overaged, overgrown, full-size men like they usually are. They're playing like wieners, so we'll see. But those freaks in Provo, they come out at night. So night game in Provo.
Yeah, exactly. Halloween weekend. Oh my God.
Well, they don't celebrate. It's a religious school. They don't celebrate Halloween. It's
I know.
Satan and all that stuff.
Kids from East Carolina who have their daddy's money come to BYU and they're going to dress up as weird people.
Chase after all those Mormon girls. Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter that the Sabres don't care. It doesn't. That's fine. The Sabres don't have to care. The fact is that Minnesota cares and will absolutely dominate that game. So poor Tim has a loss for his Sabres coming in January.
Tim, here's what Tim did like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I watched him do it. He said he looked at the standings for the NHL. He went, it's the worst team, that one. I'm going to take that one. That's my Buffalo Sabres. I'm going to be a Buffalo Sabres fan for life. And then now all we hear is Sabres for the cup. What's the play? What's the play that's not the Wild? What's the play that's not the? Oh,
what do you mean? Like the play in that game? Or other plays?
Oh, you mean like in the?
No, but what does he mean? Like. When he says,
know.
"What's a play, not the Wild," does he mean like, do I have other picks? Because there's lots of other picks I like.
Yeah, you can check them out on picksandparlays.net. Use the promo code NFL. That'll save you 20% at the checkout.
Sean Astin, isn't that or Austin? Sean Astin. That was the guy that played Rudy and Mikey and the Goonies and frickin'
that is
Samwise
his name.
Gamgee.
Yes, that is his name, but that's not the same. This is his doppelganger, maybe.
I was going to say Rudy's in the house.
That was a shot. Sean Austin, how dare you? Friend of the program.
It's all good. I take plenty of shots about my Wild, but it's okay.
Hey, that's why we keep rolling with the punches. I'm going to have a few shots.
I get it. Because they can't drink.
Yeah, man, I got it. Aston played Rudy and
Samwise.
So I think so. Yeah, it's
and
he's
the
kid
cooler.
He's the
Encino Man.
Encino Man, underrated movie.
And the weird guy, the weird guy in what's the one with Drew Barrymore and Happy Gilmore where she doesn't have memory and he's chasing after 40
50
First
First
Dates.
Dates.
Yeah, he's in
He
that.
plays the brother with the lisp.
With the mesh shirt and the man tits.
Crop top mesh shirt, by the way. Crop top mesh shirt. Because a crop top and a mesh shirt needed to be married.
And bike shorts.
Yeah, he does play in Stranger Things too. The kids like that show. My kids like that. And then I think his best role ever though is got to be in The Goonies. I mean, that's
The Goonies is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite.
It has all these people you didn't even know. Like it had who's Brand, famous actor. He's in everything.
Shit.
He's friends with my grandpa's girlfriend.
He played the president.
He also played the corrupt cop in the gangster movie. Brolin. Yes. Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin. Thank you. Lots of people from that movie that were good. See, this is how we get. Listen, this show wouldn't be complete if we didn't talk. We have to ask every guest that ever comes on this show. Pineapples on pizza.
No, fuck no.
Oil and vinegar, folks.
Heck yeah.
Oil and vinegar. I don't know what to tell you here. It doesn't belong on
no ham, but pineapples, yes.
That's even worse. Oh my god, that's even worse.
So just pineapple and cheese?
No. I'll put pineapples on pizza. That's fine with me. But I don't like ham, so I would be with other stuff, like I don't know, other stuff.
Man, I got excited. This is the fat guy that I am. I got excited when there was I saw on scrolling Twitter and some local news channel, they're opening a bacon bar, like just bacon on the strip, somewhere in the strip. It's open 24 hours. It's like everything, cocktails are bacon flavored or bacon infused, whatever. All their meals got bacon and whatever. And I'm like, shit, I'm texting everybody I know. I'm like, shit, there's a bacon bar downtown.
There's a pizza that I've had called Tropical Heat Wave, where it's pineapple, bacon, hot peppers, a little bit of hot sauce, extra cheese, and it's like a hot, like spicy pizza, and pineapple tastes good on it.
I like pineapple juice. I don't like pineapples.
I fed my dog pineapple last night, and she got diarrhea.
That's pretty much what happens when I eat chunks of pineapple as well. So
yeah, it was an experiment because I feed her like I looked it up. Can dogs eat pineapple? Oh, it's a sugary treat. Feed them the raw type instead of the can because there's added sugar. Well, she blasted all over the place. Had to clean it up. I was trying to do my handy. So this is what I'm talking about. Cars breaking down. My boss calling me. My dog shitting everywhere, and I can't handicap the goddamn games for Saturday.
That's tough. We feed our dogs. They're on a raw food diet. They do a little bit of dry food too, but they eat straight up raw meat. And my dogs I got big dogs though. They're like horses. They're assholes too. Don't
they get worms from that? I won't talk. We'll finish this conversation.
Not if it's done right. There's certain foods you can do, and I grind all their food. And it's worse than having kids. I mean, it's more upkeep. Like kids are harder to keep alive. Dogs are more maintenance.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's that. Favorite college play for tomorrow? Just one. I know we're gonna cap the whole slate and do all that, but give me one for the viewers for tomorrow.
Okay. So I haven't finished either, but I have two. And it's probably the under, I'm not looking at any of the big games. That's not the way I do college football anyway. Boston College, UConn, under, 44.5. These teams average 16 points each a game. UConn, which one is which? One has 90 passing yards a game. The other has 60 rushing yards a game. It's like this is a bum fight where one of the bums is blind and the other one has no arms. I mean, it's going to be a horrible game. I think it's going to be sloppy, and my best play is the under. It's dropped 1.5, but I mean, first team to 2 scores might win.
Jesus, that is a bum fight. Terry Edelman, I know you don't do a whole lot of. You should have checked out Terry on the Power Hour. He had a hell of a 2-team parlay, but you got to watch that.
That's all I'm betting. That's the only thing I'm betting for college football.
Syracuse and TCU, right?
Syracuse, Orange, and TCU money line. Going for 5-0 on my Power Hour parlays.
Dude,
so
calm down, fire.
yeah, plus
This
144.
guy's an Ohio State fan, so we have to take everything he says with a grain of salt.
I'm ignoring that game completely. Don't give a crap.
I don't really, I like the under in that game, and it's a lean, but it's not a play. So there's.
Is it a white? It has to be a whiteout game for them, right?
No, that was last week. Their Penn State whiteout, because one of our hosts for Picks and Parlays does Hannah Mears, her Mearsy Minute and everything like that on Power Hour Wednesday. She had that. She had the whiteout. She also does Penn State sideline reporting. She was at the whiteout the week before. So, but that's just a goofy ass game for me. Oh shit. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us. We're out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Give these guys a little time to shine.
Hurricanes. Go Hurricanes.
Yeah, I can barely hear you guys, but we're made it. There's the ice. We're at PNC Arena. Go Sabres. I don't know what's his problem. Go.
Well, good job not crashing.
I can't hear you guys.
All right. 2 thumbs up.
No, I told Tim when Tim said he was going to wear a Sabres jersey. I'm like, Tim, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Random jersey to a Carolina and Islanders. I'm like, that's like me wearing my Wild jersey going to like a Leafs and Calgary Flames game.
I actually
me sitting there with my green Wild jersey, like it just no.
True story. Like me and my wife, big Red Wings fans. Obviously, whatever. We go to a game. First time we'll ever go see a Knights game down at the Fortress T-Mobile Arena and all that. Beautiful place. They put on a hell of a show. All that. It's very Vegas, theatrical, whatever, right? So the arena Knights been around for like 2-3 years at this point. And I'm like, I'm not going to, like, my father-in-law was like, hey, you got tickets to the Knights game if you want to go. I'm like, I'll go, but I'm not, like, I'm not really interested in watching a live hockey game unless it's my team. I'd be honest, right? And so then we finally got tickets for when the Wings came to town. They finally came to town. We went, and there's some dude walking around with like a Sharks jersey on, San Jose Sharks, and I'll never forget this. And I'm thinking, man, the Knights, they're kind of like they rivals a little bit with Sharks, a little bit small rival, right? But I'm like, neither team are playing, and I might have had a few drinks, and he was like in front of me, kind of like at the line at the bar. And my wife knew where I was going with this. I tapped dude on the shoulder. I'm like, do you know you're wearing a Sharks jersey? And then it was all bad from there. But, he had words. We had words. We were separate. There was,
Well, maybe I could think it was maybe.
I'm like, you're an idiot, and then he proceeded to tell me how my
player. Maybe there was a player that was traded from the Sharks to one of those two teams, and he was wearing their jersey. That's the only thing I could think of.
I thought about that. It was not the case. It was not.
Okay.
It wasn't like a
well, then he's a weirdo like Tim.
Yeah, it wasn't like, some dude at a Tampa Bay Buccaneers game wearing a Tom Brady Patriot jersey. Yeah. I understand that. You're rooting for the player. But this guy was just whatever. It was just, so I never understood that but then again, I always question people. Like, I only own one kind of jersey. And they're Detroit related, either football or hockey or baseball or Pistons. Like, but I get Tim and Nick, and they own, like, their goal is to own every jersey ever made, that type thing.
Well, I told Tim, I'm like, wear Nick's Carolina Hurricanes jersey.
Right.
He's like, I'm wearing my Buffalo Sabres jersey. I'm like, well, why would you do that?
Like, Lenny, I have a good story about, and it was in Vegas, and it's similar, but it was me being an asshole. So in 2007,
to be clear, not to interrupt, I was the asshole in that situation in my story, for sure. Okay. For sure.
So I was the asshole, but this was even a stupider, bigger asshole. Not tight butthole, but loose butthole. I went to USC, and I was dating a girl that was an alumni from UCLA, which they're bitter rivals, or they kind of are, but anyways, rivalry of LA. So the UCLA Bruins, and this is when USC was good. So the UCLA Bruins went to the shitty Vegas Bowl back when I think it was the Mako Vegas Bowl, and they were playing BYU. Right. And it's in Vegas. It was really cold. I mean, it was like freezing temperature with wind. It was one of those really cold winters in December. And I had only brought the jacket besides a sweater that I had, which was like a Bill Cosby Cougie sweater. It's really like dorky looking sweater. And over
First of
it,
all, those were nice.
those are, well, first of all, this one was a vintage one from the 80s, and my mom's cat pissed on it years
Nicer.
ago. And yeah, that was about probably $800 down the drain. But anyway, yeah, it was a vintage one. It wasn't even a new one, but screw that cat. Over it, because I was cold, the only jacket I had, because I run hot, was in my car, was my USC all red, cardinal and gold. So I went to a UCLA game when USC was going to like the Rose Bowl, which that's where they went. And USC beat them that year and their rivals, and UCLA was losing to BYU. I was in the middle of a sea of my rival team, being that guy. And I got shit thrown at me. I had a guy throw a punch at me. What?
Unfortunately, I'm friends with those other guys.
Yeah, there you go. I was cold.
But that makes sense. And or whatever. Listen, if you're outside, you're watching a game, anything outside, football game, wherever, hockey game outside or something like that. Hey, wear whatever, man. Stay warm. Don't look at me. I moved I'm my anxiety's through the roof because I have to go next Sunday to a Lions game, and I know I'm going to tailgate, and I know I have to, the time difference. We start tailgating at 9 a.m. That's really like 6 a.m. my time, and it's going to be like 30 degrees outside, and I haven't wore pants that went past my knees in 4.5 years. So I mean, the last time I did was October 20th, 2017, when my wife made me wear jeans to our wedding. That was as close as I got, folks. I don't wear long pants anymore, so I'm going to freeze. My fat ass is going to freeze. That's just all there is to it. I've been in anticipation, have bought an extra pair of thermal Nike sweatpants and long socks and thicker shit and different shoes.
Yeah, just wear sweatpants if you're into that comfort thing going to a football game. Who cares?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm gonna have like 5 layers on. I know how this shit works. There'll be a white beater, there'll be a white t-shirt, there'll be another t-shirt, there'll be a hoodie, and then a jersey. Yeah, and then there'll be like a beanie, and then I'll get drunk by like 11 a.m. and I'll start unlayering. Something like an onion. There's different pieces. Peel me apart. That's going to wrap it up, though, for us. We went longer than expected. I appreciate both you guys coming on and stopping by. Don't forget, guys, if you're looking for premium plays from Terry Edelman, Let's Go Wild Picks, picksandparlays.net. Go there, use the NBA, or use the free promo code NFL, save 20% off the entire site, including Terry's premium plays. And if you're looking for great content, this guy's shit's funny. Dave. Picks from Dave. Again, write it down for you guys in Ohio that went to public school. Write it down slowly. Screenshot it. Do whatever you got to do. I hate the state of Ohio in general. Everything. There's the armpit of the United States. This is Michigan. It looks just like this. If you drive south, you get to Ohio. And that's the United States right there. Ohio. Can't stand them. So picks from Dave, though. Appreciate you guys both standing by. Or stopping by, I should say. This has been Game Time Decision. As always, I'm not grittying out. I'm actually going to play the outro like an adult. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care. We'll see you guys Monday, 5 o'clock Eastern.